down over those, how many are up there, I don't know, but maybe we start there, and then if we're still having issue, then you have to get it, because that's gonna require, this is gonna require manpower, that's gonna require a lot more money, I think, because you're bringing in somebody to do, like that.
Yeah, you're gonna have
But,
to have a professional done.
yeah, the problem I think that you guys are under right now is that cables have been run in these ditches. Is that right?
There's a limit to
Yeah.
what we can do with these ditches.
Well,
What's that?
There's a limit to what we can do in these ditches.
Well, there's a limit that what we can tolerate when roads are eroding and they are destroying property. I mean, you've got, and if you're limited by the telephone company, then this is on the telephone company.
Right, Chad?
They are limiting you from doing your jobs, and they are liable then. You're not liable, so that's all.
yeah.
So there is no cable above that.
Well, so I would, before you go down that rabbit hole, we went through this last year with Steve Strasser, we hit that fiber line. Will went out and talked to him. The guy said, if you're running into problems with our lines, then call them ahead of time. We'll have to call diggers and have it located. And if we get started working, well, before we get started working, take him up on his word to send somebody down here while we're working, and they're gonna have to give us chute depths. And if we can't get a ditch in because of their stuff, like Judy said, that's their,
They
That's
can't
their
limit you
problem.
from doing your job. You have a responsibility to maintain the roads.
The
And if
town
they are
roads.
limiting you from doing that, that's on them. They can't fill in road ditches and have flooding where literally pickup trucks are coming through and water is over the hoods of their vehicles.
So another problem with this water issue is when these roads were made, the seal coat was put on top of roads that was not drained. That's a whole lot of this issue. There's water running down the roads and then to the culverts.
You need to go look at the roads where, you need to go look at the roads that you're talking about. They're flat, the ditches are non-existent.
Yeah, because they're filled in.
Right,
Because
and that's
the
what we're
water
asking,
can't
ditch
get
them
in
out.
there.
We need to ditch them out, that's what
Water
we're
runs off in
asking.
some places, it don't run off the roads everywhere.
Because there aren't
you can't.
ditches there. Where you put
I'm not saying we
ditches,
shouldn't ditch.
okay, just
I'm
making
just saying
sure.
it's a problem with the seal coat.
Yeah, a lot of them are too flat.
You
They don't have a
can't-
2% slope on their
You're
ground.
gonna drop off the seal coat, and then the seal coat's gonna cave in, and you're gonna have issue there.
You have issue with seal coat caving in
Oh, yeah.
on all these corners out here because the water is working its way
It
through.
wasn't properly done in the first place, that's the whole issue.
No, I would argue that point with you.
You take
I
a
think
look
that
at it,
these guys have, yeah.
what
What do you think, Chad? Ditch it?
ditch it, yes, do it.
Ditch it, get them guys? We're not gonna hear about this again.
one thing if we're gonna do it, I'm all about doing it right. I did notice this last time, that rain where this truck's entering roadway sign is up here, and I'm sure John would let us do it. The water was coming right down the road, part of it was coming towards the town shop, but a lot of it was running in that, there's 3 tracks in the road from all the heavy equipment. The water was running right down that track, right around the corner, and right down, basically, so. if
You guys, there's a tube right out here, like if that got, if like you
Yeah.
started up here, if you started above the town shop and you dug that down,
Just like over.
put a culvert in
Yeah.
at Carl's driveway, did you hear that? Put a culvert in or open that up under Carl's driveway,
Yeah, it's open,
okay?
if we get the water coming to it.
Yes,
That's the
so if
thing.
you ditch this, get the
Yeah,
water through
that's
there,
As long as we're gonna do it.
and then there's a tube right there
Right.
that is pretty non-existent. I mean, the water doesn't get to it, like you said, everything runs over, and then it comes down, then it bounces off the hill, then it comes back over. So, you know, Jim.
I know that, just for reference, there's a 50-part buried cable out here across from the town shop. And I looked into having it moved because there was some driveway issues over here. And they told me that they would move that cable, so it would cost between $15,000 and $18,000 to move it. And it's their cable, so that might be something you're gonna run into. The telephone company might say, yeah, we can move that cable, but somebody's gonna pay for it, especially, but I don't think that cable goes on the lower side of the driveway out here. I think it crosses above the driveway.
I think there'd be a difference for a private person versus it being in
Town-
property.
town
Well, we're gonna, I mean, we have to do it.
Yeah,
We'll just get into it. So are the patrolmen working with the landowners? Is the town board working with the landowners? Just so we're all square, everybody's mainly here tonight.
I just don't want you guys to screw around. If John called me and chews my ass,
we've already had the conversation.
I mean, well, this,
And I
this,
said I
this
was
whole
willing-
problem's solved.
I was
Screw
willing-
around? Who said anything about screwing around?
Right, they're not gonna screw.
Doing our job?
Tim and Trish are
What else you
in,
got?
Tim and Trish are in, they talked last night, they're all about it. Jesse and Carl, do whatever you gotta do, cause that would save the driveway on all parties up there. I think it would help a ton up here if you guys ditch, because all the water that comes across and ushers through here, picking up everything that's been spilled on this ground and then gets dumped into my pasture and the backyard. And then you do everything down the other way. I'm in. John, you're in. I mean, until it gets down to the nitty gritty where if you have to go up into his, but I think we do all you can do and wait for rain. And then we see, like if it's still, that's still a horrible mess, then yeah, we gotta change something.
So let's do that. Tim, you guys work with the landowners, I mean, two are here. I talked to Tim yesterday, and he said, go ahead, ditch that, he was fine with it. Go ahead, do the ditching on that side, do all the ditching up here, and then let's see what it does. It's gonna help some, it's gonna help, because the sod's that much higher than the seal coat. So water can't get to the ditch, because that needs to be shaved off.
So we
looked at
call it,
yesterday.
once it's located, dig your side line, if there's something in the way, we call the telephone company and
If
have
there's
them.
something in the way, they're gonna have to come out here, because we ran into that before, where it's not 3 foot down, and then we hit it, and then it cost us a shitload of money, because their wire ain't deep enough.
Right.
So if you guys can, you know, talk with them, and if they give you grief, then we're gonna have to get involved, and
That's fine.
Can I ask one more thing? You had made the comment last night, and maybe it's not something we can do or not. You said there's the dirt that's going to get dug out of these ditches. Can it get dumped in my yard where it's eroded, that bank, so we can level that off and maybe build it up a little bit so that it can't?
yeah, I asked
Ditch.
him about his dirt, and he said, go ahead and use it wherever we need it. So he didn't want the dirt, because I told him, you know, it's your dirt, we'll give it to you, and it's gonna be dumped in a pile, and there's your dirt, you know, we're not landscaping for you. It's the same thing, we could.
Just dump it over that bank where it's eroded, unless that's not something you guys can do. Just dump it over the bank, we will take care of it, if that's okay with everybody.
That's fine with me.
With
I'd
all the
say-
other people, because it's everybody's dirt, not just,
Yeah. It's the landowner's dirt, that's the way I've always,
Right, so you guys worked with
the landowners.
I mean, you know, Carl and Jesse aren't here, or Tim, but it sounds like everybody's on board, so.
And then where everybody mows that